Okay, happy Tuesday. I hope you have been doing well. So we talked about multi-step equations a little bit last year, and so far this year we've done one-step and two-step equations, and the goal always is to get x by itself. But now we're going to look at some multi-step equations where there's a lot of things to do, and you might have your letter that you're solving for on both sides. So how do we solve for those? So I started the notes, but I didn't want to finish them because I wanted you to see me writing them out and working them out. But these are the steps that we're going to take when we're solving our multi-step equation. So first, I want you to clear any parentheses that you might see. Let's simplify the equation as best we can. And then you're going to combine like terms on each side. Now, what I mean when I say each side is on each side of the equal sign. So there's one side of the equal sign, which is the left, and there's the other side, which is the right. And the equal sign splits your equation. Then you will, sorry, add or subtract, whatever it is that you need to add or subtract to get anything with your variables on one side and to get all your constants or your plain numbers on the other. And it doesn't matter which side you get each one on, you can choose. And then at that point, when your letters are all on one side and your numbers are all on the other, you'll start multiplying or dividing away those numbers to get your variable free. Then at the end, you'll check your work. So the first example is -6 parentheses x plus 1 close parentheses minus x plus 5 equals 10 plus 29x. Okay, so this equation, clearly I need to simplify this, and I've got letters on both sides. So first we're going to clear our parentheses, and we're going to distribute. So this is going to go to both of those terms. So -6 times x is just -6x. All you can do is stick them side by side because I don't know what this is, so I can't do anything. -6 times +1 is -6, right? A negative and a positive stay negative. The only way it's positive is if they're both positives or if they both happen to be negative. Then we bring down -x. We bring down +5, we bring down equals, we bring down 10, and we bring down the positive 29x. Now, at this rate, it says combine like terms on each side. So on this side of the equal sign, is there anything that I can combine? And it looks like it. If you want to put your invisible 1 right there to help you, right here I see a number with an x, and right here I see a number with an x. So I can combine those. -6x and -1x is -7x, right? Look at those numbers, -6, -1. They combine. They're both negatives. -6 minus 1 is -7. Keep that x. And then I see a -6 and a +5 that are just numbers. Those two can combine. -6 plus 5 is -1. Then I just bring everything else down from the other side. So at this rate, we've cleared out our parentheses, we've combined like terms. So it says to add or subtract first so that my letters are together and my numbers are together. Well, right now I have an x on this side and I also have an x on this side. So I need to move them. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to add 7x. So that's gone. So now I'm just left with -1 equals 10, and I can combine these because they're like terms. Both of these have a number and an x with no exponent or no power, so they're both the same thing. So 29 plus 7 is 36, positive 36x. And then since I moved my letters to the right, I need to start over here and move any number I see to the left. So I see a plain 10 that doesn't have a letter to it. So I'm going to move it over here. So the opposite of a positive 10 is a -10. Those cancel. -1 minus 10 is -11. And the reason why is because they're the same sign, so they combine together when you're adding. And then I'm going to bring down the 36x. Now at this point it says, now that we've added or subtracted to get our variables on one side and our constants on the other, and we did, we added 7x to get letters over here, and then we subtracted 10 to get numbers over here. Now we have number and then letter. See how they're on opposite sides now and they're not split up? But there's still a number that's over here, but this whole time it's been connected to the x, so I haven't been able to get rid of it. It's been able to stay over here with my letters because it has been the part that had letters with it. But I need this x alone, so I'm going to get rid of that times 36. It's multiplying right there by dividing it away. I think I have done some wrong math. Okay, no, I haven't done wrong math. I just copied the original problem down different than in somewhere else. So our final answer will be negative 11 over 36 because I can't reduce those numbers anymore. So, and that's it. Once you get the x by itself, you're done. And that's the goal, is to always get it by itself. And so if you have a calculator, you can go back in and plug this number in here and here and here and see if on this side it adds up to the same thing on this side. And you'll check your work and make sure it does. I want to give you one more example to at least have in your notebook. So the last example, let's see. There we go, is going to be, ooh, it's a fun one. Let's hope I write it down the right way this time. 1/3 times 3x minus 12 plus 5 equals 2 parentheses x minus 8 close parentheses minus 3x plus 17. Shoo! Okay, so first it tells us to get rid of parentheses. So when I'm multiplying fractions, all you have to remember with multiplying fractions is that you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. That's it. So any whole number can be turned into a fraction by just putting it over 1, right? So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is also 3. Okay? So 1 times 3x is just 3x. 3 times that 1, those denominators, is just 3. Then bring down your minus sign, and now we have 1 times 12, which is 12, and 3 times 1, which is 3. Bring down the plus 5, bring down the equals, and now we have 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times negative 8, which is negative 16. And then we just bring everything else down. So here's the new equation once we've gotten rid of our parentheses, but now it tells us to combine like terms. So on this side, I know that this 12 divided by 3 actually reduces down to 4, right? 3 can go into 12 4 times. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I know that negative 4 and positive 5 can combine. And 3x over 3, well, what is 3 over 3? Isn't that just 1? So this whole side has a lot of stuff that reduces. This just becomes 1x. This becomes minus 4, and this becomes plus 5. So now that that's simplified, let's look on this side. We can combine this and this. Positive 2x and negative 3x. Well, this negative 3 is bigger than this positive 2. So positive 2 minus 3 actually becomes negative x. And if you want, you can put the 1 there. Positive 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and keep that x. And then negative 16 and positive 17, well, the 17 is bigger just by 1, becomes plus 1. So when we come down here, let's combine this and this. Negative 4 plus 5 becomes 1. And over here we have that. So I need to get my x's together. Remember, it says once you've distributed and simplified, move your letters together and your numbers together. So I'm going to move this x over here. So now I actually have 2x plus 1 equals 1, because that is gone. And I need to move my numbers here. So now I have 2x equals 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. I got one last thing to do, and that's divide away the 2. And 0 divided by 2 is still just 0. So these type of equations, as you can see, have a lot more steps than what we've been doing. What we've been doing was more on this level right here. So, or I'm sorry, this level. You had a variable on one side and you had to get rid of the number by moving it over and then get rid of the number with the variable. However, what I'm asking you to do now is to start with a much more complex version, simplify it, combine like terms, move your letters to one side and your numbers to the other, and then finish it off with everything that you've learned before. And you've done these last year. You have done multi-step equations with all of these multiple steps. It's not anything you haven't already been doing. We're still adding numbers and subtracting numbers and dividing numbers. But before we can do all that, the new step that I'm having you do is to distribute and simplify so that you know how to move things around. And then it's just moving like we've been doing. So I'll upload a picture of these notes if you weren't taking them along with me, so you can copy those down, and a few problems for today's work. So thank you for watching the video and good luck on your work.